And we're back. Uh, global pandemics won't stop us. We'll still meet up. It'll stop Tyler, though.
That's law school. That's not what this is about.
No, it's a pandemic.
Yeah.
That's fearmonger.
That's perfectly fine. I'll let Tyler, all the things we talked about before I hit record, I'll let him know about all that kind of stuff, too. So, eeny, meeny, miny, Sam. Quick catch up.
So we met up with I met up with Geek in the hardware store for the episode beforehand, where I decided to try to get in with him in his drug trade. And so, as one might expect, that the conversation went south quickly, and Joe kind of backed himself in a corner once Geek realized that someone had broken into his trailer, and he was trying to get guns and bear traps and stuff. And Joe's not being a smooth talker, kind of made Geek freak out. And then Beryl and Frank came to Jeb's aid. And when we initiated combat with Geek and shot a hole in him, it appeared that rats were basically forming him and underneath a sheet of Geek-shaped skin, and there's just rats underneath. So we got into a gnarly little fight that lasted pretty quickly, but Beryl got really tore up. She got pretty incapacitated. She survived, though, thankfully, because I was really worried, and I was about to feel real guilty.
I was like 100% sure I was going to be dead last time.
I thought you were dead, too. I was like, this is going to suck. I'm going to have to roleplay the shit out of just being sad. Actually, no, I'm not, because I'm actually really sad. Yeah, and then Jeb and Peter read up on the Becheloux and some wolf spirits at the museum. And that's about it.
And I was on painkillers.
Oh,
I
yeah,
told everyone I loved them.
Yeah, she got real doped up. Had a good time.
Yeah, it was great. And then I talked about how handsome Officer Park is, because you know what? He knows how handsome that boy.
He knows how handsome he is.
One other thing, I'd read a little bit more on combat and how damage is done and everything. I kind of severely goofed, but it made for good drama.
In our favor or not?
Oh, not in your favor. In the group's favor, in terms of like storytelling. Yeah, I forgot to mention that when you're attacked in close quarters, you get to apply your damage. I mean your defense, which basically that's a decrease on the amount of dice that actually are rolled against you.
That would have helped, but do it for the story.
I still didn't die, so
yeah.
That's
and
right.
also once your lethal bar is maxed out, then you actually you're not dead yet, but you start bleeding out really fast.
So kind of like
filled
a death
with aggravated, then you're fucked.
Ish.
Okay.
Sort of kind of like with D&D, how if you're at 0 hit points, like you're not dead yet, but you have to start.
Yeah, but instead of rolling to see if you don't just take a point of almost dying, each turn you bleed out one little thing, assuming that whatever's attacking you isn't still attacking you.
Okay. Makes sense.
Okay.
So it is. We're going to say it's been about another day, a little bit more time to let your painkillers leave your system. Still kind of aching across your chest. You're on substantially lower dosage. It's not like super strong loopy. It's more just
this is what's fun.
Yeah, dull the pain a little bit. But you're still not 100% up to snuff. Really
am I still at 5 bashing?
We will knock you down to 4 bashing.
Okay.
It's a little bit slow of a process. That being said, there is a mission that you guys have been tasked with. Jakob has retreated back to his lair.
To handle our legal troubles yet again.
Yeah, unfortunately, being a lawyer is definitely a full-time gig. He's doing everything he can to make sure everything's taken care of. Looks like it's like I've told you, it's going to be pretty much a shoe-in. They're just checking boxes, but shit still got to get done. He's doing this pro bono. Just so you know, he wouldn't like hearing that. I told him that he's doing it pro bono, but he's doing it pro bono.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, because this is kind of indirectly related to him since he's like investigating a crime scene, like involving, closely related to what you guys are doing. But
Right.
yeah, you guys have been tasked to go check out the elementary school.
Yes, we must talk to the spider spirit. One more housekeeping thing. Willpower. Have we regained any willpower?
Since it's been a couple of days, I'm going to say that you guys, you regain a point. You just naturally regain a point of willpower for every 8 hours of sleep you get, and it's been like 3 days at the most. So I'm going to say you have naturally regained 3 points of willpower each of you.
Sounds good.
Yay! I'll take it.
Yes, happily, because I only had one left.
I was spent. I was tapped out.
Okay.
Also, just remember, since you guys got virtues and vices, I'm never going to remember them. But if you guys are seeing like an opportunity that you're playing it up, be sure to mention it. That way, I can be like, yeah, absolutely. That's going to refill a point of willpower. Or if you somehow manage to do a whole virtue, that completely refills your willpower.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So
yeah,
Heisel, the spider spirit.
Yeah, you guys meet the spider spirit. Everything's taken care of. Congratulations. No, okay, so yeah, we're gonna say that Peter, you get there first before anybody else. We'll say you got about a good 10 minutes before everybody kind of shows up on the designated meeting time. It's about maybe 2 p.m. School's abandoned. School's not quite in session yet. It's supposed to start back next week. Anything Peter want to do while he's waiting?
Peter has a nice tomato and mustard sandwich that he made and brought with him. And hey, it's what he wanted.
Okay.
Peter gets out and begins checking because he's got on his hiking adventure vest. He checks all his pockets for various items, little knickknacks here and there. And then he opens up the back gate of his Jeep and he straps the sword he has on his back.
Okay. I'm down with that. You know what? You want to throw a curveball at me? Hold on a second. Let me go get my book real quick.
Oh my gosh. I like how as soon as he gets up, there's just a big crotch shot as soon as he gets up, just directly into the camera.
Yeah. Gonna get us some YouTube views.
Yeah.
God darn it. Okay, you know what? I will wing it because apparently my phone that has the information on it is completely dead. So, okay, sword. What that's going to do? We're going to say
there is kind of a catch though.
What's that?
He did buy this at a kind of sale for museums and whatnot. He kind of got it with a lot, and he's never really tested it. He doesn't even know if it's real or not.
Do you have any dots in weaponry?
Yep.
Okay. Also, that's perfectly fine. What we're going to do with that, we're going to say that a sword is going to deal 2 lethal damage on top of whatever successes you get. But you don't know. We're going to do that as the base, but it's going to give you a -2 initiative because it's a little unwieldy. You're not familiar with it. And
he's never even picked it up since he bought it with the lot.
Yeah, we'll roll with that. We will absolutely.
And what did you study for weaponry?
It was so the way I justified that was I was thinking of it as he more generally studied up on weaponry because it was just something he wanted to learn more about.
Okay, all right.
That
makes sense. That tracks.
He's not practical with it. He doesn't practice with anything.
But you have an idea.
He can tell a difference between a glaive and a pole arm.
Well, I like to think that his whole instructional was cold steel videos, demonstration videos. That's where he learned everything. Just cold steel videos.
A long sword or a broadsword or what type of what?
It'd probably be considered a short sword.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he made in the early 2000s. He made this one video where he's got a staff, pretending he's Darth Maul. It's great.
Peter was never the Star Wars kid. He's far too old. for that.
Yeah, we'll do those stats though. I'll totally allow that. That being said, for your survival stuff, like your hiking stuff, we'll say you got some like some bare minimum kind of stuff like there. I mean, obviously you probably have like a lighter just in case. Probably like a knife. Probably obviously not like a freaking like Rambo knife, but survival, that kind of thing. Any other kinds of things that Peter would probably have brought?
He brings 2 flashlights every time.
Okay.
And he's considering bringing in the flare gun, but he doesn't think it's a good idea. So he's probably
okay.
Oh.
Okay, so you're sitting there eating your tomato and mustard sandwich.
What time of day is this?
It's about 2 in the afternoon.
Okay, afternoon.
Yeah. Again, like, I mean, no one's really kind of checking it. It's not really considered a crime scene anymore. Yeah, and pretty much Beryl, Jeb, you both pretty much roll in 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later for you, Jeb. But
nice. Nice.
And what does Beryl have with her?
She brought her baseball bat that usually lives under the bed, just because remembering the spider that was almost going to kill her last time. It's like, well, I might as well bring something. Just the painkillers that she had from before. It's just some Tylenol. Like,
do you have any dots in weaponry, by the way?
No, I don't.
Okay. Which, again, by the way, I mean, keep in mind, like, experience costs and all that stuff. Like, you guys...
I meant to look at that earlier, but I didn't get around to it.
I want to say a new skill is like 2 experience. You can probably pull that up on any of them.
Probably. I have like 5 banked.
Yeah,
so
like, I mean, if you...
That would be a pertinent.
Yeah, if you want to, if you want, when I get to Jeb, if you want to look it up in the Chronicles of Darkness book, the experience cost for 1 new skill, I could, if it's under it, I mean, if it's under 5, I wouldn't mind letting you put a dot in that, because I imagine at some point you've probably like practiced swinging it or something like that.
Okay, all right.
And Jeb, speaking of all that, Jeb, what you bringing to the spider party?
We're in normal Jeb clothes, Carhartts, boots. Probably a shirt that maybe is a size too small, or a little holy, little gun oily. He's got a handgun, typical handgun. He doesn't feel like a hunting rifle is good for elementary school, so he's brought us like a 1911. We'll see if he joins.
Oh.
Yay!
Oh, hello.
Huzzah!
Just finished my shit.
Refresher,
welcome.
Awesome. I'll catch you up once we take the break. We're about 13 minutes in, but once we take our first break, I'll catch you up on some of the little updates we've got going on.
All right.
But,
sounds good.
Okay, so quick speed up. Well, actually, go ahead, Jeb. What have you brought to the elementary school?
So I brought my 1911, like a 45 caliber. He also talked to some old folks, some old timers, some elderly that are a little mystic, and they said something about iron. It might be good against ghosts. So he brought like a little railroad tie, handcrafted little spike, railroad tie spike. You know what I'm talking about? That's made into a knife. About. Yeah. So like a buddy made it, and he don't really think it's that good, but it is made of iron. So it's a little knife made of iron. So he brought one of those. He brought his Zippo, a can of Skull Evergreen long cut, and and that's about it.
God.
So a knife, gun, lighter, and tobacco.
And yeah, you guys ended up, you got a text from Jakob saying, probably going to be working a legal case, can't really make it, but then you see putting down the road on a Triumph is Jacob Adams heading to the elementary school. So yeah, the war party is describing what they're bringing. What's Jacob bringing to talk to this spider lady? It's pure role play. Like if you got stats for certain things, that's great. But obviously things that your character would probably have acquired in the past couple of days.
To experience.
I've got my Glock 40 that I always carry with me, just out of habit. Like I'd be having that on me even if I was going to a grocery store. Noting how I always seem to be getting into like physical confrontations these past few weeks, I've got that Kakiri knife on me as well.
Okay.
And just for sentimentality's sake, let's see what else I have. I also have that small bag of nope dust, as you were telling us about.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've got that with me as well.
I just assume we'd all have that.
Mm-hmm. Good to bring up though, because
I wasn't going to bring it up, but I also wasn't going to be that dick who was just like, "Oh, since you didn't mention it, you forgot it." But no, good on you for remembering it. Now he's the only one that brought it. No.
Rude.
But I'm dressed, pretty casually, like not looking like I've just got off a motorcycle, so I'm not in full bike gear, but I'm wearing, pretty civilian clothing and a jacket.
Okay.
So.
Who farted?
Looking cool, but not too cool.
Yeah, casually cool. He's not trying.
Little Steve McQueen, but
I also like to think Jeff brought just flashlights. Just that was the only thing he did bring for the group. Was just any kind of flashlight that O'Neill's has.
Just everybody's got like 7 flashlights on them.
Yeah, spotlights, pin lights, work lights. Yeah.
Oh, and Sarah, you said that a new skill is 2 experience.
Yeah, 2 experience.
Okay.
So I spent that. So I still have.
Okay, and put a point in
weaponry.
weaponry.
I had a lot banked.
No, that's good. That's good because some things are more expensive than others, especially if you play monster characters, which you guys don't need to worry about. But yeah, okay. So you guys are gathered. Peter is sitting there eating his tomato and mustard sandwich. Yes, Tyler.
He's really enjoying it, and no, she is not.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame. Let me.
Did she get that armor? Plans. Did we get that armor for baby kitty?
It's still on order.
I can't wait.
Okay,
to see that.
Beryl, you remember the last time you guys, you and Geek and Destiny came here. You guys did go through the basement, but you don't recall if they said, you got to go through the basement or if you basically got to comb the school. The particular building you were in was just like 2 floors. Like there's the basement floor and the main floor. Basement is, for those of you who grew up in Stonewall, basement floor is basically where the kindergartners are. It exits out to the playground. Totally not modeled after Blue Ridge Elementary at all.
I was thinking Blue Ridge Elementary.
Main floor is first and second graders, and first, second, and third graders on like little sections.
Well, I guess since we saw her in the basement last time, I assumed that that's as good a place to start as any. So, and we know we can, jimmy a window open or something to get in. So we'll start there if y'all don't mind.
Yeah, we'll follow your lead. You've been here before, so whatever
I
you think.
And really, Destiny is the only reason I'm still alive.
But you didn't. You didn't.
Okay, fair. You're not wrong, I guess. All right.
Okay. So you go to the door, the main door that you and Destiny entered through, and you rattle the door a little bit, and it's locked. You remember that she picked the lock or did something with a nail file or something to get in last time, but
I feel like Beryl's the type that has a purse that has a bunch of bullshit in it. so
you want to try and pick the lock?
Sure, fuck it. Why not?
Okay. Roll dexterity and larceny.
Okay.
-2.
Okay, well,
Yes.
that might then I'm a chance dice at that point because I only have 2 and I don't have anything in larceny.
Well, you
can I
could
get-
try rolling. You could just take the dramatic failure.
And then the cops come.
I seem to
Maybe
remember
the
that
cops
that,
come.
that Jacob
Maybe
did
the cops
lockpick
don't
at one
come.
point.
I'm gonna use some willpower to try. So I guess that leaves me with so I probably just the 3 from the willpower, right?
If it took you, if it took you to 0, then it's
0.
going to put you at 3. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, I got an 8, and that's it. So I have 1 success.
Amazingly, you do pick it.
Hey, Beryl!
I
Wow,
did not
I didn't know you
expect that
had.
to fucking work.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
you're-
impressive. I didn't know you had that in
It's
you.
not.
It's
Pure
exactly what you're thinking. Bobby pin. You're kind of like kind of move it. You feel something kind of catch, and you kind of like stick a little solid thing, like maybe like a tiny little like rat file, basically, and you manage to actually turn it. And poor connection. It is what it is. That's par for the course. Frank, who you didn't know was there the whole time, said, "Wow, I wasn't expecting that," because I forgot to give him an intro into this.
I definitely thought he was just at home with my mom.
And Frank's coming along. He's part of the group. Yeah,
Frank just walks out of the woods.
Yeah.
Good job.
He opens the door from the inside.
He just phases through the bush like Homer Simpson.
It says that line immediately. Wow.
Yeah, no alarms go off. The cops don't, drop from a helicopter above you. No monster grabs you as you pull in, but the door is unlocked.
Were those all possibilities you had written down for dramatic failure, Chase?
Oh, the possibilities are endless.
That twisted imagination of yours.
I want to see monster cops dropping from helicopters. All right, I guess that's
from Bright.
Let's not talk about that. No, thank you, sir.
Guess that's our tax.
Okay, yeah, doors unlocked.
All right, I guess let's
go.
walk in. Beryl, is there anything we should look out for as we walk in here? I mean, anything that you remember being a little...
Yes, you have been here before, my dear.
Yeah, please
really?
inform us.
The crime scene was here before, so that's not going to be here anymore. And then the only other main thing was Hazel. That's her name, right? The spider.
I believe
she sort of
so.
down the hallway, and she sort of came towards us as we were waiting. I mean, that's really it. That's mainly. There's not any. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe there's other spooky shit.
All right,
Let's
well, I
find
guess
out.
let's go in the darkness. Been waiting to use this baby, and it's just like a giant flashlight Jeb whips out that's just unnecessarily large and very hot.
A ridiculous mag light, like
just
like this. You're like,
yes.
It says on the side of it with a lightning bolt, it says Thor.
Yeah. yeah. Do not point in the eyes.
okay, don't.
Now before you
complicate
do
like this.
turn the flashlight on, though, it's pitch darkness. There's no windows in that hallway, but you flick it on, and you can see from one end of the other. But the shadows, it seems thick. Your flashlight is not illuminating everything. You as if that makes any kind of sense. Like it's a strong flashlight, but it's very concentrated, and the shadows seem a little longer and a little darker on the things it hits. Just a couple of chairs out in the hallway. Nothing like dolls thrown about and gurneys or any shit like that.
It's not full on Silent Hill in here, is what you're saying.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, let's not go there.
Peter adjusts his headlamp while turning it on. Just says, "Well, what direction are we going?"
Let's I guess proceed cautiously down the hallway here, and
Alrighty.
see if we can find old girl.
Okay. The hallway is yeah. Your all of your steps. I imagine you guys are like not just parading in, but
No.
even then, like your steps, they echo. I mean, like it's a mostly empty hallway with like just tile floor, just echoing with every tiny little step. No matter how hard you try, you pass about 3 rooms or 3 or 4 rooms on each side. We'll say 4, and you basically get to the spot, Beryl, where the crime scene was originally.
Mm-hmm.
And like instinctively, that they're going to clean that, especially since school starts in like a week. But I mean, it's still kind of embedded in your head, like, you know exactly where the hand was, the pool of blood, and, coming out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll sort of like point it out to the guys and be like, well, this was where it was, and where Rat and I were waiting while Destiny went and talked to Miss Hazel, who I'm hearing weird noises in the background. She ended up actually kind of imitating Destiny and trying to sort of mimic her and tempt us to come out into the hallway. So that's a piece of information I probably should have shared with all before, but so I don't know if she's trying to mimic anybody.
We probably should have had a code word we all knew before we walked in here, but all right, that'll be fine. I'm sure that would have been good to know, but that's okay.
We done goofed. Sorry, guys. Fucking it up again.
No, it's okay. We'll be just fine. I'm sure. So
jinxed us. We're
so
now.
Jim's just gonna go, Miss Hazel. Miss Hazel.
Yeah. It's that kind of thing where, like, you can kind of hear your voice kind of bouncing around in the, exactly, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, it's not like Hazel. It's not like that, but you can hear it essentially bouncing in the small space that you got. Nothing though. You don't really hear anything unless you want to like try and strain, like investigate or anything from where you guys are.
I'll investigate because I'm that.
Okay. Intelligence and investigation, or occult if you want to do that.
No, I'll go with intelligence and investigation.
Okay. Do it at a -2 modifier.
Okay. Okay, I got 5 successes with 2 10s.
Exceptional.
Wow.
Yeah, that is an exceptional success, my friend.
After re-rolling again, I got another success, so that's 6 successes.
Shit, dude.
Wowie McZowie.
Yeah, that is an exceptional success.
I pull out another tomato and mustard sandwich piece. I just point the direction and go, there, and I just eat the.
And there you see Hazel trying to like blend in with the surroundings, like wearing a full knight's armor suit. Doesn't work though. The mystery is solved. No, you don't see that, but you do notice that it's faint, but where you guys are standing, there is a circle of spider webs, kind of crisscrossing, like nothing thick, but it is clearly like in a complete, like maybe like a 2-meter circle surrounding you guys. Oh. And there is a very light, very thin spot where there isn't one, leading to a door that's about like 2 doors down.
Oh.
We will say right next to the little girl's room.
I mean, I know we have to go in there, but dear God.
Definitely feels very trappy, right?
Yeah, literally walking into the web.
Frank goes, are trap spiders around, native around this part?
Traps. No, Dad.
What the fuck do I know about spiders?
I don't believe they are, sir.
I guess let's just go in. And so Jim just starts walking with his big flashlight.
Okay, we will stop there and learn of Jeb's fate soon enough. Hold on.